Hello everyone, this is Thor Young with Bear Bull Traders, and I would like to do a recap for you on my trade today. Today I only traded one ticker, one trade, my favorite kind of day. KHC was the ticker of choice, and was really excited to see it in the watch list before. I actually traded KHC last time it had some earnings news. And it actually played quite nice for me. Today, very much the same. One thing I want to talk about before I get into my trade, which I think is an important caveat. I've had a couple of days. If you check out my Twitter at Thor Young, you can kind of see my journals for my trading on those days. But I've actually had a couple of days that were pretty difficult. I ended up at goal. It wasn't like I didn't trade well, but they were just kind of harder days, and I actually found myself kind of a little bummed about it. Like I was like, man, trading's been really hard these past couple of days. But today is kind of every now and again we have our little eureka moments. But today is another one of those good lessons to learn. We had this really great webinar with Mike Bella from SMB Capital. He is just awesome, and he talks about the one good trade and all that stuff. And one thing I really thought about after listening to him, and then my week is, sometimes being a day trader is about surviving the hard days. Getting what you can get out of those days so that you can capitalize and do really, really well on the easy days like today. So that's kind of my caveat for this morning. So another part that made today easy was, of course, the pre-market show with Norm and those guys. They had KHC pegged from the day. We pulled some really nice levels off of it, and onto the trade. So KHC here was looking really, really weak. It had some weak news. It's had some news reports about, people are talking about ketchup's not healthy for you. We all knew that already. But we're going to eat it anyway, so don't worry, KHC. I'm here for you. But they also had some earnings stuff and, some guidance changes and stuff. Just a lot of pressure put on them, and they were gapping down pretty good here. So one thing that I found really interesting about KHC, if we come out to the daily here, is this. Well, let me get it a little closer. Oh, goodness. I zoomed out. All right. So one thing I really noticed on the daily here was this level at 2870. You can see how we kind of came back down here. We bounced a little bit off of, 2893. We had bounced off of that a couple of times, and then we had sold off to 2870 before having, a big push. But notice where the body open is, right? So, although we kind of gapped right back down to that level before opening, so 2893 really seemed to have a lot of significance about it, and that was really the main level I was looking to play off of. That, and of course 2870 to the downside. Overall on the daily, KHC has been gapping down for, it's been, or showing weak for pretty much forever. So it's been just slowly, selling off. And its biggest days tend to be around these earning days. So daily wise, I had a lot going on, some really clean, like I said, my three things I really like, pre-market levels, daily levels, and catalyst, right? This stock had all three of them, right? We had a clean daily levels we could judge off of. Let's pop back into the, we can go into the 5 minute. You can see here, pre-market, we had a support working off of here, and we were coming down, making these clean moves down. That defines a little bit better on the 1 minute. Let me get out here. You can see here how we were kind of finding the support level. So what I was looking for, kind of a la Rising Devil, is basically I was looking for it to sell off towards VWAP, and I was hoping to get a nice short on it on VWAP. And what I noticed here, if you look a little closer right here, is when it sold off, it went to this 29.21, which was a little bit of a, you can see it acted as a support here, but then also a resistance here. It sold off towards that level, and it couldn't make it, above it and close above it. Rather, it rejected it in good fashion. Also on the level 2 was a large ask sitting here in solo fashion, nothing above him. And that's one thing to look at when you're looking at these. You don't want to see a lot of large ask orders above you. It's really nice just to see one big ask for it to bounce off of. And it certainly went straight up to that. Probably a short seller getting in the same way I was. As soon as it rejected that level and everything, it pulled back down. I was in short in good fashion, 29.05. Took partials down here near the this pre-market support level, and then we broke all the way down, got partials down to low of pre-market, and then all the way down to 27.50. So it took this partial of 27.50 just because it's a psychological number, 27.50. You got that whole number, plus there was a massive bid sitting there. Let's see if he's still there. He is still there. He's just not as big. He was about 400 or 500 block before, but it looks like it went through him and then rejected off of him. So that's what I'm waiting for now. I still think we're headed down, and I think we're going to go down through this. But the ask is stacking up a little bit better, so this could sell up. So either way, I'm all out of my position if we break 28.40. That still gives me a nice move on my remaining 10% of my shares, because I'm all the way down to 10% at this. I don't want to miss a nice move down, and I think we could pull back to VWAP and even the low of pre-market. But if we get above the low of pre-market, then I'm just no longer interested in this, and I'll go ahead and get another little partial out at still a quite reasonable level. That partial's still like a 4-to-1 partial on those last shares, so not bad. So anyway, this is my little trade on KHC today. Did really well, smashed actually double daily goal today on this one trade, so really happy about that. I hope everybody else is having a great day. I know a lot of us in the chat caught this one at BBT, so I hope you guys are all having a great day and keeping it green. Thanks.